Hi, welcome to SBR Forum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are previewing Week 10 in the NFL, and right now we are talking with returning guest Troy West from allplayswin.com. Troy, thanks for being back with us this week.
Hey, thanks, Pete. Broke even last week in the NFL, down overall on the website, but overall a winning season so far in the NFL, and we continue to move forward this week with a couple winners I think we got.
Yeah, bird's eye view, long-term view on all of this, and this week you didn't get any of your top three choices that you requested from me, but you agreed to take two of these lesser games, so I really appreciate you doing that because, when you're taking NFL lines that you maybe have less of a strong opinion, on as your top choices, you're really, heading into coin flip territory, but you don't care. You'll give an opinion and a lean on any NFL game, right?
You got it. Absolutely. Anytime.
I appreciate it. That takes balls. Balls. Handicapping balls is what Troy West has. All right. Well, the second game that you're going to discuss with us to me, looks like complete pass coin flip. The first one, though, Houston, Arizona. I think I'm seeing an edge here. Maybe we'll see if you agree, right? Arizona is a 2.5-point home favorite, 2.5 or 3. Total's 41. Arizona's off the bye, and Houston, of course, barely lost to Indianapolis last week. They were up for a while, and Case Keenum, played pretty well. Probably have a bit of a regression, back at some point, but still, not that bad. Played pretty well. Texas having problems with, their coaches out. They're having a lot of injuries at running back. So I'm looking at this one. I'm thinking, I don't know, really have an opinion on the side here, but the total of 41 is looking a little bit low to me. I know Carson Palmer is not the most reliable guy in the world, but Arizona has weapons on offense. They should be able to put up something at some point. And Houston, they have injuries on offense, but Case Keenum, pretty good. You know what I mean? He'll probably have a few series where he's not that good, where maybe he throws a pick six or something. But he can clearly, get touchdowns and make completions. At 41, that's a low NFL total. I'm loving the over here. What do you think?
Yeah, Pete, I hate to do this, but I agree with you. That's where I'm leaning on this. I'm leaning towards the over. I just think, the Texans are clicking somewhat on offense. I know they were very sporadic last week against the Colts, but they did put up 21 first-half points, stuttered quite a bit in the second half. If it weren't for missing 3 field goals, they would have been into the 30s. So, and the Colts defense, I know they're nothing to speak of, but they can play defense. Arizona, like you said, they throw the ball. They like to huck the ball down the field. They like to get Fitzgerald stretched down the field. Both these teams like to throw the ball. I think they're throw-first teams, especially with banged up at running back with Houston. I think they're going to continue to air it out. Arizona likes to air it out. I got to think both these teams will hit the 20-mark point. Right. I think it's going to be a tight game, but if both teams hit the 20-mark point, you got to think it goes over 41. So I'm going to go with the over as well, Pete.
Sure, or even if it's not a tight game, if it's a blowout, I could see one of these teams putting up 30 or maybe some defensive scores or one way or another. I mean, the point is that 41 is just a low NFL total, and so I guess now I'm going to ask you the next question. If we both agree that the over is a great play here, then why is this total where it is? Why is it so low?
Arizona typically, I think, plays better defense at home. They really do. They strive off their crowd. For whatever reason, this is just a different team at home regardless. They play better football at home. So I think that's one of the reasons why it is that total. Houston's defense is playing better for the first half. They made Andrew Luck look like a rookie again. At one point, he was 3 for 13 passing in that game. So, Houston has players on defense. We all know about J.J. Watt. They've got a good secondary. So I think both these teams are capable of putting a string of stops together. And if they're able to hold 7s into 3s, this very well could go under. So I think that's why it's at 41. But I like to think that both these teams airing the ball down the field, it's going to go over.
I have to agree with you. I mean, there's no locks in the NFL, especially with these totals. But, I got to think this is maybe a 55, 58% play, somewhere around there. All right. Me and Troy West in agreement, over 41 in Houston, Arizona. Thanks so much, Troy.
Thanks, guys.